And even though people don't want to hear the truth is bitter, but we have to swallow it. The Democratic Party, I voted for over 20 years of my life. I voted for Barack Obama when he said he was going to bring hope and change. And yes, we can. And no, we didn't. The jobs didn't come. The better schools didn't come. The investment in our communities did not come. National security, our borders are open. We're not safe. We're not safe. And we've got to stop thinking as black and white and purple and Arab. We've got to start thinking as Americans. And that's what Donald Trump is saying. We're Americans. America first.
America first, baby. America first. And if you thought that the bleeding from the Democrat Party was done, boy, were you mistaken. And honestly, listen, I haven't been paying into politics for very, very long, obviously. You guys have been with me. A lot of you guys have been with me along this journey of what I call discovering the truth. But listen, I couldn't imagine that this has ever been the case. And some of you that have been blessed to be on this earth longer than I have, you can comment below and let me know if you've ever seen a party continue to hemorrhage voters the way that the Democrat Party is still hemorrhaging voters. I want to show you guys something before we hop into the meat and potatoes of this today. And I want to show you New Jersey's voter registration, because obviously we have a big election going on in New Jersey tomorrow in person. So if you are a New Jersey resident, make sure you get out and you vote, as well as in Virginia, okay? Earl Sears is running against Spamberger, if I remember her name correctly. So make sure you get out and vote if you live in Virginia or if you live in New Jersey. Let me show you this from New Jersey here. I'm going to throw this up on the screen. As you can see, yeah, the Democrat Party is still lagging behind. So this is for the month, well, this is for the month of October, but obviously, this is November 2025 because that's when they released it. Change from October, right? Change during the month of October. Democrats gained 1,500 new registered voters in the state of New Jersey. 1,500. Republicans gained just over 3,000, 3,100. We doubled their number. Doubled. Okay? Doubled them. Now, obviously, independents gained a massive amount, okay, 17,000. But you still see that the trend that we have seen happen since 2020 is continuing. Right? We are doubling up Democrats in new registered voters still currently in the state of New Jersey. And that has been going on, or at least, you know, the Democrat exodus in the Republican surge has been going on since at least 2020, because we got those numbers a while back where over 4 years from 2020 to 2024, Republicans gained like 2.5 million registered voters, while Democrats lost like 2.3 million registered voters. And then there were some numbers that came out recently that showed up until, I don't know, maybe it was September, if I remember correctly, up till September, since past election. So since from last November to this past September, or maybe it was August, the Republican Party had gained like 1.3 or 1.4 million registered voters in just that little short time span, right? So absolutely exploding still. And, you know, one thing that I have yet to wrap my mind around is why and how, or more why, the Democrat Party, the establishment folks, you know, the party itself, not the voters, but why the party itself continues to double down on the same things that got them in this position. It truly is mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling, right? When we saw, I showed you guys the debate between Winsome Sears and Pam, is her name Pam? I think her name is Pam. Spanberger, whatever her name is. And the debate was absolutely horrible. And she did basically the same things that Democrats did during last election, which is dance around questions, not really answer them, give a bunch of fluff, and not really say a whole lot, not really take any hard stances. And it's like, bro, this is what got your party in this position, and you guys are still doing it? How does this even make sense? This is mind-blowing. Now, sure, you might be able to pull off the election. Hold on, let me see. Spanberger debate. I want to pull that up really quickly, and I promise we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of this, guys. I'm not gonna hold you guys too long. But I want to show you guys this because it was absolutely mind-boggling what she was doing. Let me see. Here. Where was it? There was one clip where she just
importantly.
Thank you, Ms. Spanberger. I didn't hear an answer there on the endorsement issue, so I want to just make sure. Will you continue to endorse Jay Jones to be the next Attorney General of Virginia? And were you aware of these text messages before they released? You have 30 seconds.
For those of you that are unfamiliar with this entire story, the guy who was running for Attorney General of Virginia, it was leaked that he had sent out some text messages fantasizing of basically watching Republicans die, as well as their children. And those text messages leaked, and so that is what this host is asking Spanberger about. Hey, are you still endorsing this guy, someone who is advocating for the pine boxing of Republicans, or are you going to pull your endorsement? And this is what her answer was. Check it out.
In fact, it appears that it was those who released the text messages and held them for years. So the public was unaware who had knowledge of these text messages for many years.
What did you do about it?
I learned of these text messages the day that they came out, and I denounced them as soon as I learned of them.
She denounces murder.
And
Earl Sayers,
importantly, at this point, as we move forward, the voters now have this information that was withheld for them.
You're running to be
presumably
governor.
for
Ms. Earl
political
Sayers, please.
reasons. But the voters now have the information, and it is up to voters to make an individual choice based on this information.
Ms. Spanberger, I understand what you're saying about the voters, but for you yourself, do you still continue to endorse Jay Jones? 15 seconds, yes or no?
We are all running our individual races. I believe my opponent has said that about her lieutenant governor nominee.
Ms. Earl Sayers.
And it's
Ms. Earl
up
Sayers.
to every person to make their own decision. I am running my race to serve Virginia, and that is what I intend to do.
Thank you, Ms. Spanberger. We just want to clarify, what you're saying is that as of now, you still endorse Jay Jones as Attorney General.
I'm saying as of now, it's up to every voter to make their own individual decision. I am running for governor. I am accountable for the words that I say, for the acts that I take, for the policies that I have put out.
Thank you.
I am responsible for the policies I put out and the work I will endeavor to do tirelessly for the people of Virginia.
Thank you.
I just don't understand for the life of me how Democrat voters could line up to vote for a person like that. It just makes no sense whatsoever. Zero sense. Zero. You can't answer a simple question. If a person is advocating for the pine boxing of their opponents, it's simple. Like, no, I don't endorse this guy. That is absolutely batshit crazy. Why is that so hard? I don't get it. I really don't get it, guys. But let's get into some more clips. I just had to replay that because what she did on that stage was just absolutely mind-numbing. Just scratching my head like, bro, really? That's the debate performance you put up, and you still got Democrats lined up to vote for you, bro. Can we make asylums great again? We got some folks that need to be put in some straitjackets, boy. I tell you, because if you can line up to vote for that is absolutely mind-boggling. But that wasn't the only bad moment in that debate. That was just one little 3-minute segment of it. Okay, it was some other really, really terrible parts as well. Now I want to show you a clip of a former union president of United Steelworkers, Mark McDermott, because he put on camera that he's flipping parties. I mean, everybody's leaving the Democrat Party. It's crazy.
I'm handing this over to you because I'm going to go Republican. And it takes men like you that are afraid to just go out there and talk about your freedom. And men like me, I'm not hiding no more. For people to see this, you're going to lose your friggin' mind when you see Mark McDermott. It's going over to the Republican Party. Right? If I can do it, you can do it too. Love your country. Because socialists, progressive American Marxists are taking over this country. We have to love our country, our freedom, our First Amendment, our Second Amendment, our love of country. Got to take it back. And this man right here is one of the men that's doing it. And I'm going to walk beside him.
So for those of you who aren't familiar with who that guy was in that clip, that was Scott Presler, this gentleman here. I've talked about him quite a bit. Big shout out to Scott Presler, man. He's doing some fantastic work getting people registered to vote. Absolutely love what he's doing. If you want to get involved in some way, shape, or form, Scott Presler is one great guy to get involved with. Now, I also want to play this clip of what Jake Tapper recently had to say, and I think it's very telling that it's coming out of his mouth. I think he's sending out a warning to his party, but it may be too little, too late.
I think Gen Z is going to be a lot more conservative. I think that just from my experience knowing Gen Z kids, my kids and their friends and whatever, I sense a much more skepticism of, and I think it is a reaction to Gen Xers and millennials forcing on them progressive views in school. And I think that there's going to be, I think there are going to be some conservatives. This is my general impression.
Yeah,
I don't fight.
That was an early read. That was an early read of Gen Z, and then a kind of a beta. But it may be what ends up happening.
But
right?
I mean, Trump did not win young voters as he constantly says he did. But he did do better with them.
That's right.
Than other previous Republicans. And I just think that it's not just that he is reshaping and remaking politics and normalizing things that weren't normal 10 years ago. I also think it is a reaction to the failures of progressive movements to achieve what they wanted to achieve, whether it's Bernie Sanders, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's Me Too. I think it's COVID. I think it's...
Bro, it's literally everything. The Democrat Party has literally botched everything. There's not one single thing that the Democrat Party over the past 10 to 15 years has done well. Not one single thing. If anybody can name anything, comment it down below. Name one thing that the Democrat Party as a whole has done that was well or good over the past 15 years. I'll wait. As a matter of fact, I won't, because we're going to be here for a long time. I am not going to wait. Okay, I take that back. Now, I want to end this off with this clip here of a former Democrat, admittedly a former Democrat, and listen to what he has to say about what is going on with the Democrat Party, especially as it pertains to the government shutdown. All right?
We go to Oklahoma, where Lawrence is on our line for Democrats. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. You know, I've been a Democrat all my life. I'm 78, and my folks were too. But this party has changed so damn much. It makes me sick. I'm going to move out of it. It's terrible, Just like Schumer, he needs to be in a home. Take Pelosi with him.
Lawrence, who was the last Democrat you voted for?
Pardon me?
Who was the last Democrat you voted for?
Last election. But like I said, I'm changing.
You voted for Kamala Harris?
Yeah, this is ridiculous,
Why did you
going around,
Why did you think Kamala Harris should win that election?
As a Democrat. I just a solid Democrat. Like I told you, my folks were too, and I'm just fed up. I'm moving, I don't know, independent or something's got to happen. I just wanted to make a comment, and thank you.
That's Lawrence in Oklahoma.
I'm moving, whether that's independent or whatever. Listen, we ain't got to take all the Democrats with us. But the fact that, and even that number that you saw with that New Jersey voter registration, do you think all of these independents came from the Republican Party? Absolutely not. More than likely, these folks were former Democrats. That's where a lot of these folks came from. Now, obviously, some of them are newly getting into, the voting space, but I'd be willing to bet that a lot of these folks are former Democrats. Former Democrats who are saying, I'm done. and they just haven't really gotten the information that they need to switch fully Republican, right? Because obviously there's a bombardment of, ooh, Republicans bad, Republicans terrible, Trump bad, Trump terrible, Trump bad. I mean, literally everywhere you turn, it's nonstop propaganda. Nonstop propaganda. You turn on your television, you go to the gym, and you look up, on the cardio equipment, you look up at the TVs, and bam, there's more propaganda you're being fed, right? So, considering all the things that, Republicans we have against us, the fact that we're still beating Democrats in voter registration, I think says a whole lot. Says a whole lot. Right? And this is just one state. That's just New Jersey, right? We aren't talking about the other states. That's simply one state where we are doubling what the Democrat numbers are. Doubling. And that's with the backdrop of nonstop propaganda that Trump is bad and Republicans are terrible. So, man, what a beautiful scene. What a beautiful scene. Hopefully, Jack Ciattarelli can pull this off tomorrow. Make sure you guys share this video. Get out and vote if you live in any of these states where we have these big elections. Let's get Winsome Sears to the finish line as well. That one's tightening up quite a bit, that governor's race. I think Jack Ciattarelli can most definitely pull it off. We gotta have a huge surge. Gotta have a huge surge. But I think it can actually happen. Atlas Intel actually came out with a poll. I don't have it pulled up, but Atlas Intel came out with a poll, and it was pretty darn close for Jack Ciattarelli. He was behind, but it was pretty darn close. And if I know anything about us, is that we're going to show up on election day and make sure that we do our part. So hopefully that closes the gap. But we shall see. We shall see. You guys let me know what you think. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, all right, for more videos. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace and love. I'm out.